This is Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. Current time 7:09 p.m. I made a video Sunday evening, I think. Yeah, it's bored as hell out of me too. With what my expectations were for the week, as far as like whenever I thought that it would be a better time to buy or sell, on a statistical basis, so far neither one of the price points have hit. The markup here, marked down there, is what I had marked on Sunday evening. I said for a while now that this is a gravitation point. It's funny sometimes, like, gravitation point, if it is that, then if it goes below it, then typically it'll come back up to it. Then if it uses it as a rejection point, then you'll see more bleeding after that. Sunday, whenever markets opened up, this is what it had mapped off as potential resistance on the 1 day chart. And that hit automatically already. That's typically why you'll see some resistance there. Again, if it broke above that, then used it perfectly as support, then you'll see much better rise in the movement after that. It never did do that, of course. The gravitation point for the 5 day was down here though. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. And if that doesn't hold up, then they'll at least come up to and possibly reject from. Then you get the bottom of average daily range. That was also holding up as support. And again, the gravitation point back up to the monthly for the month of July. And now we get to do August. So then you just go to the 30-day, 30-minute chart. And you don't have a whole lot of potential downside for the month of August. That's still significant. But you have more upward potential movement than downward movement. Roughly 77.05 is what I show as being potential resistance for the month of August. That'll be a new all-time high, 77.05. And my screen is bouncing around. Yeah, that's all fine and well. I can move my alert down since the weekly. It may happen this week. But it's not substantial to the lower side now. I'll have to remove a bunch of crap. Yeah, that's the new one. I can move this down here because it may happen like Sunday evening. It may, I've seen it before. It does that. It'll shoot down to there, then bounce off of it perfectly. I'll move this one up too, just because I don't really watch this like I used to. To me, you have a higher chance of going up right out of the down. But you'll run into resistance up here. You have the top of average daily range. You have the statistical mean on the monthly. So you got plenty of stuff to slow it down if it was continuing a downward trend. I can't, if it didn't bounce around like crazy. Today you had mostly buy volume. Walmart was one of those that I did very well at. I mean, I guess I need to try to do like some other earnings. I mean, this is what I had mapped off whenever earnings happen, and you can see how, like, precisely it comes down to. Um, wow. Disney was kind of easy to see that it could have made a bounce there. I believe Coca-Cola. Holy crap! And Coca-Cola had a humdinger of a daggone day today. Holy moly! That's not typical. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Wow, Pepsi never did come down to a low level. It never did hit the positive 4 deviation either. Since it and I did have an alert set down there at 132.21. Okay, I guess that's why Coca-Cola did well today. It's called Pepsi had such a rebound. Now Ford I called precisely. My alert went off this day at that lower level. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Could have bought at 11.11, sold off whenever, somewhere above it. Take twos. I figured it will go up to 280 at some point soon. They make money hand over fist. Visa's actually getting into the higher level there. I sense a potential pullback. Yeah. Wow. Poor old Tesla. I'd have to go back in time. Yeah, it's almost at the yearly low. This one for SpaceX. That's it. My problem with anything that's IPOing, which I've not been good at like predicting IPOs at all, because you don't have no data. I can tell you right now it's on a downward trend and it's not let up off of that in a while. It is trying to get more buy volume though the past 4 days, trading days. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. Yeah, today it did quite well. It just had buy volume. It just corrected to the upper side. With a more powerful move, it just whoever was on board with it just happened to catch it today. It came down to precisely 200 moving average. That's not a bad point to look at, and it also has a low RSI. This one has a better chance of bouncing right now. And that one got into what I thought would be potential rejection after earnings, and then a prior, whatever that is, positive 5 deviation, or something like that. Oh goodness. I just get bored as hell with all this stuff. Nikkei has higher chance of going up and down for the month of August. Yeah, it's in a downward trajectory right now. NASDAQ, Russell. I'm not going to set no alerts for none of these. I can come back and see where I screw up or whatever. Well, come on, baby. VIX is about where it's supposed to be at. So that tells me that the month of August is going to be kind of lame. What about crude? It bounced off the statistical mean for the month pretty precisely. It has a huge change in potential price. See, check that out right there. In hindsight, it's like precisely right. Yeah. Pretty damn precise, pretty damn close. Damn. Crude has a huge difference in potential prices for the month. And even on the 5-day, 5-minute, like what I think can be potential resistance is about the same there as well. Let's look at the 1 day. I know it won't be the same. I don't know. Alright, goodbye.